People are falling away from your life. Good. Let them. Let yourself be renewed. Let your field be renewed at this time. You may feel the sorrow and grief of collapsed timelines that are no longer here for you to live, due to the connections closing and due to you saying yes to what is truly resonant for you. In many ways, there is a part of you that realizes that it will die when you step into this path. But the beauty of it is this death is not so much death the way we understand it. It's a transmutation. It's a transmutation into a new state. But in order to transmute, the old must give way to the new. I'm Danielle Lynn. I'm the forest lady as the mirror, at least in this moment. And together, you, me, and the forest are going to remember a few things that are pertinent for you in your journey at this time. Let what is complete fall away at this time. Let yourself enter a cycle of renewal. At this juncture in your journey, the clearing of space that you're experiencing is an opportunity for you to connect to new thought, new patterns, new ways of looking at life and reality. I mean, this is what happens when we clear space. When you clear space in your house, you can start to have a new idea of what could fit in there. But the more clutter it is, the more we hold on to things, the more that it can keep energetic patterns locked into place, physically, energetically, and otherwise. Anything that on some level occupies some of your mind and some of your space could be seen as clutter, which is one of the reasons why forgiveness is one of the powerful transmutation patterns and pathways out there. It's not about being like morally good, like, yes, let us forgive all people. It is a flamethrower. Forgiveness is a flamethrower of old bonds and connections, you know. Pull out the flamethrower and allow yourself to be liberated from within. What you're then allowing yourself to do is get very creative with life. Because this is also not about pretending you're okay with something that you're not okay with. I'm not inviting that kind of gaslighting into our lives, baby. We're not pretending that we're okay with something that we're not okay with. What we are doing is we are inviting ourselves to operate from the most constructive field from this point, because holding on to that tension doesn't actually resolve anything. And so we're meeting a part of ourselves that may have been wounded. We are inviting it to a constructive place. We are reclaiming our energy from that pattern in a big way. We often are forgiving ourselves for holding ourselves in that pattern. That's really the essence of forgiveness. Something is completed and something emerges. And the part of you that identifies with the old state grasps on to the old form and doesn't want to complete the change because it mistakes itself for the form. I'm going to invite you to really hear that. The part of you that doesn't want change mistakes itself for the form. And so it thinks that when the form is shifting, that it itself will be lost. But the core of who you are will not be lost. The core of who you are is yes-anding into the new expansion. You remain. What falls away is a set, a form, a format of patterns which was once thought of to be you, an idea, a persona, a personality that now gets to rest to make way for new forms to emerge. Now here's where things get a little fun and interesting. You know, the things that are emerging in life around us and we're going, ooh, don't know about that, don't know about that in society, don't know about that in that culture, and so on and so forth. Well, there may be levels of that emerging for you. Ooh, don't know about that. That's all right. I invite you to meet these parts without shame, blame, or guilt. My goodness, you are an empowered reality co-creator. You may be in various levels of remembering of that, but please understand this message is coming because you are this. And it is not for me to convince you of this point. It is for you to be able to sit with that, be aware of where you are and where you imagine yourself you would like to be, to breathe in and attune to the understanding that any perceived distance between where you are and where you imagine you would like to be is perceived. It is relationally perceived. And while there could be seeming distance when you look at it from a certain perspective, if you look at it from another perspective, you can find the place where it lines up now. This is what we call embodiment. This is the energetic way. And what I'm describing is the ability for you to right now tune in to the state of being of the version of you that already exists and experience what that feels like physically, emotionally, mentally. What kind of thoughts do you have? And be in that state. Be in that state. If you experience a lot of resistance and dissonance from where you find yourself relationally to this one, then sometimes what you can do is imagine, well, what's even the halfway point of that state? And then place yourself there. No shame, no judgment. If you're at where you're at and you want the easiest path, and this looks like it's going to be too far of a jump for you, then what is the closest relational jump for you? Because then from this place, you're probably going to find this place that much simpler. You see? Look at how we got into time jumping right here. You're a funny one. I totally thought we were going to speak about something else right now, but we totally got into this topic. All right. Here's what I will say about that. When you are doing these relational reality lineup experiences, you are not attempting to bypass the current state. In fact, you're probably going to have a bad time if you attempt to do that. The way that we actually embody a different state of being is through a deep experience of embracing of the present moment, which is a shift from resisting where you currently are at, and you shift from framing the idea of being in another state in another time as you are escaping this moment into, I am exactly where I want to be, need to be, have to be for this next moment to unfold, and here's the next moment I'm focusing on. There is a strong, powerful, big difference between those vibrational states, and yet it's just a perception shift away. Now, if you find all of this challenging for you right now, that's okay. Take a deep breath, and what you would be invited to instead is ask yourself, then what is the most easeful step for me for here? If you find yourself exhausted, there is something that you are perpetuating in your field. There is a thought form, there is a belief, there is a structure that is being perpetuated. No shame, no blame, and then just go, how can I set that down? Because some way you're perpetuating it because you believe it serves you. And you may believe it serves you because you may believe if you set it down, your life is going to collapse. Or if you set it down, what's the point of everything else you've done? Or if you set it down, there's no other path you seem forward and you don't want to be hopeless. And I understand. So then the invitation to yourself is, by over-focusing on this and not allowing myself to be an unknowing, what possibilities might I perhaps have been narrowing my focus around? This is where being in practical rhythm with yourself really pays off. Walking through the forest, daily meditation, these become your launch pads, your windows into being able to hold tension, hold capacity, and to be able to digest what has happened in your life until this point. This is not about endless fixing. In fact, you're probably tired of fixing. I would be tired of fixing. I'm not interested in continuing to live a life where it's only fix, fix, fix. I am here to live, to live. When I tune into you, this is what I hear as well. You are here to live, to live. So what does that look like for you? What does that feel like for you? And if you feel pain, I don't know how to do it, I can't do it in my current situation, understand that that is a construct. It may be a very powerful one, but that is a construct, and that right there may be the structure perpetuating the state. We can shift a lot quicker than you might realize out of the present moment, but it may involve you releasing the current safety blankets, the energetic safety blankets that you may be holding on to because they are familiar, because they are known, because it is all you have known. And it doesn't mean you must put yourself into destabilization or you must run or rush or anything. In fact, in many ways, this is the opposite of that. This is about, I'm setting everything else down except for the things that allow me to tend to my core stability. But I'm going to open my perception field about the ways core stability can reach me. I am going to set down my attachment to how I thought core stability needed to happen. And this is my priority in all things in life. And if other things fall away, so be it. Because I'm not interested in living a life in which I am constantly fighting for my core stability. If you are wondering, well, what about everything going on around me? Things can fall around you and you can still be deeply rooted in your core stability. When they talk about miracles happening, it's not so much that these miracles are some kind of unusual thing happening. Miracle is just a perception of synchronicities that happen when it seems unusual. If miracles are your normal, we don't call them miracles anymore. This is just life happening. Life keeps working out for me. Things appear to show up at the resonant time. And if that hasn't felt that way for you and you're like, oh, it hasn't been, or it's hard for me, set that down. Make peace with that. Understand that that is a construct. And this is a wake-up invitation. This is a wake-up invitation to deeply love yourself, to understand that there are many pathways available to you. Many pathways available to you. You are just that powerful. Now, in combination with this reflection, I'm going to invite you to, something practical. It's why I dressed up in this practical outfit. Because I'm practically certain that this is going to assist you in this current moment in life. The first thing to remember is that we are inner to outer creators. And if you would like to ground these experiences in your life, apply what you've heard here into a daily practical step. I'm going to relate this to caring for your life or caring for your health or caring for anything else. It's not that you must change everything at once. In fact, when you make gradual yet consistent shifts, this is usually what allows for the greatest changes. Making, for example, in your eating, like big dramatic changes to your diet can often be unsustainable over the long term. And what we're really looking at is a lifestyle shift. Lifestyle in the physical, lifestyle in the energetic. And this is part of the experience of embodiment that allows you to be as you are. Very powerful, very potent. And you already have that framework within you. This is about understanding where focus has been placed and believed that it's too hard, too much energy. You have the ability to reclaim that. Even if you simply enter curiosity and unknowing without needing to expend so much energy to change your mind, you simply allow the depth of field of vision to expand and grow. It's like, well, maybe it's, I don't have enough energy, maybe, but maybe there's also something else. And this maybe can be enough to allow you to contemplate and be curious and go, well, I wonder what is. I wonder what's the possibility. I think sometimes of Castaway, the movie, spoiler alert, and I think about when every day he'd come there to see what package might wash up to shore. And in a lot of ways, life can be like that. If you simply go, oh, nothing's coming for me, why bother looking where the packages come to shore? But if you're like, well, what could occur? I'm curious. Then who knows what might appear in your reality. And having this kind of treasure possibility experience can be one of the portals that connects you to all kinds of possibilities. All right, my fabulous friend, this was a very fun transmission. If you would like to have deeper experiences with me and the variety of work that I do, you can check the description link. Oh, we have a community and I have some in-person experiences coming up that might be very fun. And in all cases, my friend, I really invite you to continue to connect to the fulcrum of yourself. You are an inspired being and you have so much more within you and around you than you might imagine. You got this.